Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Nathan, what's up? If you're in the chat, say hello. We have Thursday night football tonight. I know Steve's coming on, so I don't know. We might talk Thursday night football at the end. I don't know what he wants to get into. I'm going to send him the link. This is a fun game, Raiders Broncos. Yeah, Jack, Big Beck night. Yeah, I like some stuff in the Thursday night game tonight. So we'll kind of see. We'll get into it at some point. I'll stick around at the end maybe and talk Thursday night football. We'll see what Steve wants to discuss. I have a public service announcement. I tweeted it earlier, and some guy chirped back at me. And I'll just make a public announcement right now. If you are in this stream and you do not use your turn signal when you're driving, leave. I don't want you in the stream. I'm going to be honest with you. And this guy that responded back to me, I don't think he watches the streams because I've never seen him in here unless he's a lurker. You know, he just watches and doesn't comment. But buddy, if you're watching, I don't want you to watch a stream anymore. Just get out of here. I'm done with it. The fact that anyone would push back against it, and this is all ages. It's old people and it's young people. They're equally idiots, and I'm tired of it. And so this guy, I mean, this guy that chirped back is who I'm complaining about. He probably was in the car in front of me today that made me, tweet that. It's that guy that said that is probably who was driving in front of me. So I don't want you to watch the stream, man. I'm gonna be honest. Whenever Steve gets in here, I'll add him in. Like I said, fun game tonight. Raiders Broncos. I think the Broncos probably roll, to be honest. And I hate the Broncos. I don't hate them. I think they're kind of fraudulent, to be honest with you. But I don't really see how the Raiders put up a big fight here. I mean, their offensive line is banged up. I don't even know. I don't think the Raiders have a prayer here, and that's coming from someone that I don't think the Broncos are as good as their record indicates. But I still think the Broncos win. To Nathan's point in chat earlier, I really like the Jack Beck stuff tonight. So Jack Beck is someone I liked coming out of TCU. I liked him in the draft a good amount. And he should step up with Jacoby Myers down. I mean, he's the most likely Myers replacement, in my opinion. I know he didn't run any routes last week, but that was with Myers playing. He is not playing, obviously, tonight because he got traded. So I think he can step up a little bit. Definitely would lean Denver. Jim, under probably fine too. Ryan, you said Beck, Zacchaeus Watson. If that's Christian Watson, Ryan, I'd probably go with him. First touchdown, I like two guys. Oh, Steve's in here. I'm going to add him in. I like Bo Nix, Ryan, on the Broncos side, and I'm just riding this Jack Beck wave on the Raiders. I don't really know how likely he is to score the first touchdown, but there's a good chance that the Raiders get down in this game. The Broncos blitz a lot, and he can kind of fill in as the possession guy across the middle. I think it's a pretty good spot for him, and his props are super low. So Jack Beck on the Raiders, I like Bo Nix a little bit. We've been hitting these quarterbacks in primetime, so I'll just keep riding that, I think, on the Broncos side there. Steve, how are we doing today?
We're a bit sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the Blue Jays, man.
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, it was probably the best sports series I've ever seen. So at the very least,
I would agree.
We got a good couple of weeks there, and they're the second best team. In many ways, I feel like they were the best team.
They were better than the Dodgers for that series. I will agree with you.
It was theirs to lose, and it's interesting because so many times when you reflect back on a series like that, you don't remember who lost. You only remember who won. But there's a few of those in my life where I remember the teams that lost. Particularly around here, like the '04 Flames, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Like there's a whole bunch of instances where, you remember the story. And I think that this particular one, I think that people will remember this Blue Jays team. And then hopefully they run it back next year.
Yeah, I like I saw Bieber already opted in, for next year, which is good. I definitely think hopefully so are they going to bring Ernie Clement back? I mean, I'm assuming they're going to try to, but
Yeah,
how does that work? Is he under contract?
He's got arbitration, so
Okay.
I think it's guaranteed he's coming back. Like
Okay.
he's under club control.
All right.
It's just a question of whether they can come to a deal. But if you're like in baseball, they hold so much power over them until they get to free agency that
yeah, he'll be back if I had to imagine. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the Blue Jays were the better team for the 7 games. And I do agree, honestly, with probably the best series. The closest one I can remember that was really good was the Cubs and the Indians in 2016 was a very good series that went 7 games. So in terms of my lifetime of really watching sports, that's probably the 2 that stick out. And I used to be a pretty big Cleveland baseball fan. I was boots on the ground in Cleveland when they lost that game 7. So I can feel your pain. I'm not as into it as I used to be in terms of like my fanhood, but I can relate with the pain of losing a close one there at the end. That sucks.
I was actually, you just made me think of something. Was that Atkins and Shapiro?
Yeah, 2 close.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 close losses there for them.
Wow, because no one's brought that up. I'm going to have to go back and research that. Interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, let me see, actually.
That would, man, that's like.
I'm pretty sure it was. I know like Chris Antonetti, that might have been, let me see. When was he with the Cleveland? Looking at his Wikipedia, but I don't see. No, okay. So he worked with Shapiro was with Cleveland until 2015. So that was the year after he left, the first year.
Okay. First year in Toronto then.
Correct. Yes. Mitchell, what's up? Nathan asks, who do you like for Survivor? Starting to get limited with my choices, but I currently have Buffalo locked in. Still have teams like Tampa and Baltimore. Is it worth taking Carolina versus the Saints?
You want to pull up?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you did your post. If you want to pull that data space up, I guess we could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an interesting thought, Nathan, like risking and taking the Panthers against the Saints. I mean, the Saints are pretty bad. I'm going to be honest with you. The Panthers have like weirdly been winning some games too.
Back.
If you're tapped in, chat, I have preseason futures on the Panthers. Like, can they sneak in the playoffs, you guys think? That would be man.
There we are.
Yeah,
okay, can you see my screen now? Okay.
Yes. I think I had them like I need to go look. Maybe Mitchell or Jim, you might know. I think we have Panthers to make the playoffs from preseason. Jim said he was boots on the ground for 3 Patriots losses in Super Bowls. But he was also there for 5 wins. Wait, Jim, you've went to 8 Super Bowls. This is what you're typing there. That's pretty insane if that's the case.
Moneybags. Rich Jim. It's a new nickname, new chat name, Rich Jim.
Yeah.
It's like $80K in tickets.
Yeah. No shit. Dude, that's crazy. They probably, I'm sure they've always been expensive, but I'm sure it wasn't like if he's went to the Patriots wins, like I don't know, maybe it wasn't super crazy in like 2002 or whatever, but
if you're a season ticket holder, it's not that bad. So if you live in the area,
yeah, I would be curious on that, to be honest.
But if you aren't, even in 2002, like,
yeah, that's
I remember back then it was still really expensive to go to the Super Bowl. If anything, like up until the Janet Jackson, wardrobe malfunction, it was a big deal, and then that kind of turned things down a little bit on Super Bowl, and obviously they started to ramp up again.
So Jim, look at this, man. Talk about the plug. Got a friend that worked for the NFL, free Super Bowl tickets. If I just ranked out all-time plugs, there can't. What can I give you that's better than getting a free Super Bowl ticket? There's nothing.
Yeah.
No plug could be better than that. That's the ultimate plug, Jim. That's insane. Yeah, Mitchell said sounds better the other way. We won't tell your secret. Yeah, Jim could have totally just lied and been like, "Yeah, I'm like a tech billionaire. I go to every." It's like
he's like, actually, I am really rich.
Yeah, actually, I funded the stadium that the Super Bowl's in, so I
my
own
name is Jim Robert Kraft.
Yeah. All right, so looking at this data space here, what's kind of your thoughts? If you
just to remind everybody, this is purely on the data, so it takes their historical performance, kind of comes up with a mean kind of performance value across wins, points, yards, home yards per games played, points against defense, and then offensive turnovers. And then pits those two numbers for each team against each other based on the schedule. And then it comes up with a delta. And then we've ranked from highest to lowest. So if you have the highest, that means that the home team is favored. If you have it in the negative and it's the lowest, that means the away team is in favor. So, just some of the options we talked about, Carolina versus the Saints. Even if the Saints hadn't made all those trades, this would be a very good option in terms of their historical performance and advantages. Bills, that's a great option. This is a huge mismatch. However, the only thing I will say, and I say this kind of in my Survivor post on Reddit each week, is you always have to be very careful of the away teams. As much as possible, I try to pick home teams. And twice, even though I'm probably going to break it with my own pick this week, twice we've been wrong on Thursdays, the short week. But
yeah, that's true.
I still feel pretty good that this one's.
No, I agree. I just said before you were coming on, like I do personally, I don't think the Broncos are as good as their record, and I still think they should win handily tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, Mitchell, that's not a bad call to pick the Browns. Like, dude, if you're in like a really big pool and there's still a lot of people left, I honestly don't hate that. With the trades that the Jets made, like obviously this isn't going to take into account that they just traded like their two best defensive players and the line flipped and now the Browns are favored. I don't really hate that, Mitchell, to be honest with you. Like if you're in still a lot of people,
light performance favorites too.
Yeah.
They have the edge.
Yeah, and if we could bake in like those guys being out, like that number would go up too. Like,
yeah.
And the Browns stink, but honestly, not a terrible call if you're in a big pool. I kind of like the Carolina play from Nathan, though, to be honest with you. I mean, Nathan, like, it's not like we're in week 2 or 3 here. Like, we're going to week 10. You're still alive. I'd be willing to take a risk at this point and keep some bigger teams. And the Saints are just terrible, bro. I'm sorry. They're so bad.
Well,
I don't trust the Panthers, but I would trust them against the Saints, though.
Look at this. 14 turnovers.
That's crazy. And they benched, like they kind of gave up on the season and they just went to Tyler Shugg at quarterback. Spencer Rattler, he had like one really bad game. Other than that, he didn't play that bad. He wasn't the reason why they were like losing every single game. Like a lot of times it was their defense. So they might be worse, like without him at quarterback, to be honest with you. Like he didn't play that bad for the majority of the season.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he wasn't bad at all.
I've actually just switched my pick from Denver to
I kind of like the Panthers move, honestly. If I was still alive, I would go Carolina.
I'm going Panthers because I just don't like the Thursday night matchup between the Broncos and the Raiders in the short week. The short week, weird stuff happens.
Yeah, it's like a win-win. You don't have to go Thursday, and you don't have to use like a good team.
Yeah.
And they're at home. So it's like a trifecta.
Two other funny ones I wanted to point out. So the Bears still ranking very high. Their fundamentals, even though they haven't been great. And your Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about your Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to move to the power ranking and update it.
Yeah, they're still up there, man. Well, they just beat the Colts, man.
I know. They beat my Colts.
I know. They did. And I mean, look, that's two teams I don't think are as good as like their record indicates. So I don't really know, I don't know what to take from that, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah, like this is what the Steelers do though. They win games in the regular season. They're gonna get in and play Buffalo in the playoffs, and they're gonna get smoked by like 55 points in the first round of the playoffs. Like this happens routinely.
Because if that gets smoked by 55,
Didn't they do that? Was that last year?
I don't know. If it was 55, I probably turned it off and stopped watching.
Let's see. Let's go back here. That would have been 2025 divisional round. No, it would have been 2 years ago. So last year, the Bills, they beat the Broncos 31-7 in the wild card round, and then they beat the Ravens and then lost to the Chiefs. So if we go back to the previous season, yeah, they beat the Steelers 31-17, but it was 31-10 going into the fourth quarter, like just domination. Mason Rudolph at quarterback of that game, though. I don't know. I don't trust the Steelers at all. Colts, same thing, but I wanted the Colts to win because I want to bet the Chiefs against the Colts in like 2 weeks when they play, and now the Colts like lost a game, so that's going to affect people's opinion. Like I was hoping the Colts only had one loss going into that game. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, and our Bears are still up there.
Yeah.
Even
So
though they have 5 wins.
In relation to the Steelers, I don't think the Bears are good, but I would be more willing to buy into that just because I know that they have I think their coaching staff obviously is very good. And when we look at the playmakers, I mean, it's night and day, right? Like the Steelers just have DK Metcalf out there and a bunch of tight ends that Aaron Rodgers throws to. The Bears actually have good offensive players and a really good offensive coach. So I'm a little bit more willing to buy into the potential that they could be okay.
Yeah. I well, I'm a big Ben Johnson fan.
And, yeah, don't you have him coach of the year on that?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The one thing I can't remember if I was listening to the stream when I wasn't on. Were you saying that you didn't feel, and maybe it was another podcast, that you didn't think that Caleb Williams was a good match with Ben Johnson though?
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week. Just because I said that like what makes Caleb Williams a really, really good quarterback is his like improvisational skills. Like he can, when the play breaks down, he can run around and, make plays and happen and stuff. And Ben Johnson doesn't need that. Like it's so dead. Like he just needs to put the ball where Ben Johnson wants him to put it, and I don't know if that's his skill, right? Like if you look at advanced stuff, like Caleb Williams does not rank very well, but the team's been winning. So I can't say anything about it. Maybe that will stabilize over the course of the rest of the season. We still have another half of the season, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm more willing to buy into it just because I trust Ben Johnson. They have playmakers. They still have a high pick at quarterback. The Steelers have Aaron Rodgers just kind of like willing them to win at this point.
It is crazy. He had another pass where I was just like, man, where's this guy? Like, what is he doing down there in Costa Rica?
Yeah, we might need to take a rolling insights trip down there.
Yeah, like we all come back just like gunning missiles.
Mm-hmm. We come back and we like instantly, we would just become the top data company in the world out of nowhere. Okay. People would be like, how did they do this? And it would be crazy.
And they'd be like Aaron Rodgers yoga camp.
Dude, we could get
we're already the top. We're already the top data company in the world.
Correct. I meant in terms of revenue. We would jump to number one.
Yeah. Up past Sport Radar. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'd be okay with that. Let's head to Costa Rica for some yoga.
Yeah, it might be a worthy investment. Could you imagine Jeff Robinson down there, man? That would be Is he tall though in person?
He's tall. He's like 6 foot.
He wouldn't fit in like those teepees or whatever they put you in.
He wouldn't in those smoke huts.
Yeah.
All smoked out. He'd be at the top.
They'd have to get a custom one.
Yeah. You have to use Aaron Rodgers. You have to use Aaron Rodgers in there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. I guess they probably have sizable ones then.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever been. He's quite the traveler. So maybe he's already been there. He might already have some stories.
Yeah, Mitchell said Bears looked like the Lions last week. They did. They did. Got the run game going with Manungai. That was crazy.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I tried to pick him up last week. I think we already talked about this. And I didn't get him in the waiver.
Yeah.
But I picked up Perrine, Sam J. Perrine.
Got hurt, did he not?
He came through. He had like 17 points.
Oh,
Won me the
okay.
week.
One game he
Won
got
me the-
hurt. The other game he had a good game. I couldn't remember which one that was.
He had a great game. I think that was last week. Maybe I remember 2 weeks ago. Let me check.
This is the big week, Steve, for the Guillotine League, the bye week.
This is the week 10.
Yes, we survived last
You want to
week.
pull up your team?
Yeah, I can't do that. We survived last week, and now we've got to fill in for this week 10.
Oh no, last week was not Sam J. So I'm thinking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay.
You're
Last
right.
week he got hurt. I was gonna say that's what I thought. Let's see here.
No, I had Charbonnet in last week, and he was not great, but I eked one out. I eked out a victory off a Mark Andrews performance.
Yes, we talked about that on the stream chat. You guys were in here. You know, we bet him anytime and first touchdown. We got Steve to start him. Yeah, a nice little 2 touchdown game there. That was big.
I somehow won last week with no players over 20 points.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. I just had a lot of guys that did okay.
Yeah, just consistent. That's okay. So this is what we're working with. I mean, I don't have a tight end, and I can't acquire one. So we're getting a 0, but we're going to need nuclear games from JJ, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. We're just going to need big games. There's no other way around it.
I actually don't think that you're in that bad of a spot now that I'm looking at this.
No, dude, that game, the Minnesota Baltimore game, it's 50 total. I mean, there could be some scoring there.
And what is Jake Ferguson worth? 10 points?
Yeah, I've won in this league before getting a 0. So at tight end, I think, because I think Jake Ferguson got a 0 1 week, right here, week 8. So
yeah,
any tight end, like there's potential of you getting nothing from them.
So who do you have? Who's the last place team right now? Let's look at their roster.
I always get confused because I don't understand why RT Sports puts this in total points order when it doesn't go by that. It just goes week to week, and I get confused about this every time. And it doesn't like knock these guys out, so I don't know how to
go back to week 9. Go back to week 9. If you go back on the other one, go back to the last screen. Yeah.
What was that under standings?
Yeah, and no, it was schedule or scoreboard. Sorry.
Yes.
And then week 9.
Okay, so 0 hash is out.
0 hash is out. So you got
I had second lowest points by 3.
Okay, so let's open up full-time fantasy.
Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Genty. I mean, this guy's team is not bad, to be honest with you. I don't know what, like, without seeing this, I don't know what bye weeks he has, though. The Raiders play tonight. The Lions were on bye last week. Drake May is not on a bye. Nico, I don't think he has anybody on a bye, to be honest with you. So he's good to go.
Indy's on a bye, isn't it?
No. Yeah, they might be.
Open up Tyler Warren.
Yeah, they are. Okay. So just missing Tyler Warren.
Week 11 bye.
Oh, yeah. So he doesn't have anybody on bye.
Okay.
Let me look at this other guy here. Lamar plays Minnesota. Javonte on a bye.
That's a bye. Yeah.
Yeah. Jalen Warren. He played the Chargers.
That's
Achane plays Buffalo.
That could be a tough one for.
Yeah, that could. I mean, no, it's okay. I don't think this is like the craziest team I've ever seen. Like Justin Jefferson, like I have to get big games from JSN and Justin Jefferson. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
If they do nothing, I'm done. But if they, I also feel like Justin Jefferson is due for like a big game. He just has not had one.
Exactly. Can you go to draft battle? Yeah, check them out.
Dimes.
Oh, you could beat this team.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is not even going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Odunze's literally done nothing. 3 out of the last 4 weeks. He's 10 points total in 3 out of 4 weeks, which is not good. Devontae Adams is fine. ETN, I mean, you could get nothing from him, to be honest. Hit or miss. I think I could beat this team.
Yeah. Well, and Daniel Jones he hit 22 last week. Oh, I thought he was way worse.
Yeah, he's been consistent. Yeah.
Interceptions. Oh, you can beat this team too.
I mean, honestly, I could beat this team. This team's not even very good. No offense to Mr. Artie Baxter, but I don't really think this team is that good. How you guys doing? New to the channel. Payday Fool, welcome in. Make sure you subscribe. We do streams every single day as weekdays, Monday through Friday, and Sunday morning before NFL.
Yep. Check out Rolling Insights if you have any data needs.
I think I can beat this team, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we're going to need Justin Jefferson big time. That's all I know.
I agreed. Yeah, because Chuba or Jonathan Taylor, you need a big one. JSN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, like if JT had a big game, that would hurt the people that have like the Colts.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Jones and stuff.
The Romeo Dobbs, every second week Green Bay is good. So
yeah, he's been every other 29, 10, 13, 9. He's actually been pretty consistent, to be honest.
Yeah. But generally the pack have been every second week. And when it's a better opponent, they've been better.
Yeah.
So playing Philly, they might be getting up for this game.
I need that. I just need to survive, man. I just want a chance to win. I swear, I don't know who's like going to Vegas for the conference, but whoever's there from our company, if I win this league, the amount of trash that needs to be talked for them letting me win a league where I couldn't make a move after week 3. I mean, I would not let these people. I'd grab the mic from Digger. I'd let these people know like what went on in this league. I would want context out there.
That would be good. Yeah. Well, yeah, I suspect you'll probably be going. So
I would want context put onto that. But all right, you want to show me your team, or is there something else you want to talk about?
We can look at. I have to make some tough decisions this week. I'm a bit worried. This is kind of a. I'm actually gonna do this a little bit differently. Give me a second to get organized. I'm gonna pull my RT Sports over. And I'm gonna do 2 things as we go through this. Sorry, I should be ready when this is dead air.
That's okay. I'm just looking through the chat. Nathan, Chris Rodriguez week, book it. Took him 1 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I don't know if Krosky Merritt's gonna play. Even if he did, it's kind of been tough scenes for him, to be honest. I don't hate that call, Nathan, and I know you're a Commanders fan, so you're kind of tapped into that team there. Oh, look, we got a celebratory dog bark there for that's a good sign for Chris Rodriguez.
Woof, woof.
I'm gonna have to bet that, to be honest. Dogs know all. Okay.
All right, so we got the squad up. I'll just pull. So just so everyone knows, you can download from RT Sports all the rostered players, and I uploaded it as a custom data set.
Nice.
And then joined it with the data. And then my big thing that I always look for is fantasy points per game. And so I use that as kind of my driving decision maker. And it's a great way to find players too in leagues, because if someone hasn't played a bunch of games and they're rising, they rise up on this a lot quicker than they would in kind of the total points category. So for example, you look at like JJ McCarthy, not too bad, 18 points. He's only got 54 because he was injured.
Yeah, I was told he isn't good after like 2 games, but I don't know where those people are at now. Seems to be okay to me.
He was a gunslinger last week.
Yeah, like you got to give these guys time. He didn't even play last year.
Yeah, well, he's like his adult life has been an injury.
Yeah.
So
Payday traded the house for JT in a dynasty. Hope he goes off. Dude, payday. There's no one. So when I first started doing content, it was years before JT came in, but there's no one I've ever been higher on coming out of college. And JT, I thought it was insane that he wasn't a first round pick. I have a $200 bet with my uncle that Jonathan Taylor would be a Hall of Famer from the year that he got drafted. So I'm going to need him to keep going off if I want to cash that.
I think that's a pretty safe bet right now.
Yeah, it's getting easier to get in too, so that'll work in my favor. But he's going to have some big seasons still.
You could probably like, yeah. You got the thing about the Hall of Fame is going to be consistent over a long period of time. So as long as he doesn't get hurt, I don't think you're going to have any concerns.
Yeah, I'm going to need him to keep going. Realistic shot at 40 yards, Jim. I do. I took the receptions just because I feel like he could be short area. So there's potential if Denver is blitzing like they have been and they're getting to Geno, he could just rely on him to rack up a couple catches. But
who are we talking about?
Mr. Jack Beck tonight, filling in for Jacoby Myers. We're going to see what he can do.
Oh, yeah. He drafted by my
Yes. Team. Yeah. Finally getting a chance to do something here. Hopefully. He hasn't done anything all year.
No, stat line's pretty empty.
He actually. So if you just want to glimpse, Steve, at how like Pete Carroll, why do these teams bring these old guys in here to coach? I don't understand this. So the Raiders stink. Would you agree with that? Like yes. The Raiders are very much in evaluation mode. Why are you bringing in Tyler Lockett and playing him over two guys that you drafted in the draft? What are the Raiders gaining from that? Because that's what they did last week. Jack Beck ran 0 routes last week. They were running Tyler Lockett out there.
Yeah. Well, so I think that, it's funny that you bring this up because in hockey right now, my dear Calgary Flames are doing the same thing. And so there's kind of two elements to it. The first one is you want the players to learn how to become professionals. So whether you believe that they can do that on the field or off the field, you don't want, if they're on the field, you run the risk of injury, you run the risk of their confidence being shattered. And if they're off the field and they don't get any playing time, then like, what's the point? Like they're not really getting a taste of the NFL. They're not really learning. So I don't really know what the answer is. I'm sure you could find cases of positive, negative for both of them. My belief as a fan, my belief as if I was a player, I want to be playing. Even if I run the risk of injury, even if I run the risk of losing my confidence, I want to be playing with the exception of the position of quarterback. But every other position, I think you got to play them. Like they got to be out there. They got to take the hits. They got to get blown up to know that they need to get stronger. And that motivates them in the gym. So I don't know, but I understand the logic behind it of like, you sit on the sidelines and you learn, you go in the gym and you learn, you sit in the dressing room, you hear from these old guys, you go to dinner, you see what these guys are doing to learn how to be a pro.
Yeah. And I can see that side of it. So, I mean, I do think, so Tyler Lockett is going to play. It's going to be him tonight. I think still playing in 2 wide receiver sets. But I think there's a good chance when they go 3 that Jack Beck is going to be the next guy up, I think. So, I mean, so for reference, Steve, I bet on him tonight, but like his receptions line is 1.5. So basically betting him to get 2 catches.
Yeah.
Which is risky considering he literally didn't run a route last week, but that was with Jacoby Myers playing. Now we're taking Jacoby Myers out. So I do think there's a chance he plays a little bit of a role. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I liked him. Obviously, I liked him coming into the season. He hasn't gotten an opportunity really, but hopefully he does tonight.
Yeah. The other thing that I find interesting, and you see it quite frequently, is when they go through and they make those trades and they ship a bunch of guys out, it shifts the culture and the mindset of the organization where it's kind of like, okay, we've given up. We know that we're not going to win this year. And
correct.
The veterans on the team, like the Tyler Lockett's, who are like, I want to go out and I want to win. And I want to play hard, even though we all know that they don't have a hope. Every day he gets up, he thinks there's a chance that they could win, and he's going to go out and try as hard as he can to win. So I do think that after the trade deadline, they do shift a little bit some of the teams to giving more of an opportunity to the other younger players because they don't have to have the same conversation with the veterans as to why they're not playing.
Yeah, and we got some positive talk from Gino, like specifically naming like Jack Beck, of getting more of an opportunity moving forward. So hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what happens,
I think it's
but
worth a bet. It's worth a
hopefully
shot.
he's on the field. That's all I can ask for, to be honest.
Sprinkle a bit of, sprinkle a little on it and
Well,
see
he
what
was
happens.
crazy. His touchdown odds were crazy, 12-1. Like we don't ever in today's age of betting, like they never put guys that high just to score a touchdown. Like they'll always nuke it down. Like even guys that are super like backup tight ends will be like 6-1 to score a touchdown. Like so the fact to get him 12-1 to score a touchdown is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's worth the risk.
All right, looking at your team though. So what are your
so,
big decisions?
So I'll come back. I didn't reload the data after I made a couple of moves. So I picked up Olamide. He worked for me. Was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? That worked. So I picked him back up. And one of the things I do is I'll come in here, and because I know who's on what teams, I'll come in here and I'll say, okay, give me all of the kind of players who are not on a fantasy team, and then I'll rank them by who had the most targets over the last month. And then I try to, see some particular trends. And, Olamide had a good game. What week was that? That was last week, actually.
Yeah, Luther
And
Bird
then,
was out, so he was kind of back in last week.
yeah, and then so he had
Scored a
7
touchdown,
on
yeah.
the 26th, and he had 6 on the 13th. So I can expect that he's probably going to get 6. I think it was this game that I had him against the Commanders. And this is the one where I was like, you need to catch the ball one more time. And he dropped like 4 of them,
Yeah.
but then had that one catch, and then I won. So, as long like his issue is catching the ball, but so as long as he can catch the ball, he's going to get enough attention. He gets enough attention. And so then I kind of cross section that with the flip side, which is, who has the most receptions? Again, do you see any common names here? Okay, he's up there. So picked him up. One of the other cool things, and I'll just kind of set this up, and then
Yeah, Payday asked so I can plug my team into this website. If you are in a Yahoo or Fantrax league, we have direct syncing, so you can just do it right straight from the platform, Payday. If you're not on one of those, it's kind of like you have to use the custom data uploads. So there's a little bit of a workaround for right now. But if you're in a Yahoo league or a Fantrax league, we have direct syncing into your own data space there.
So this will take a minute to run in the background, but with Coach, and again, it's kind of in private beta. So if you're interested, DM Ben, you can kind of ask it some questions on the side to get some stats. So, I just said, what is the average number of targets from receivers in the last 30 days? Coach is going to go and do that. So it's 3.42. It's going to query that behind the scenes. So if I can get anyone kind of above 3.42, then you're looking pretty good. It will have a bunch of people who've got 1 and some people who've got 0s. So it obviously is skewed higher. And then you've got like Jamar Chase, who's got had 13 in one game. So I feel pretty good with that pick. So let's come back to my second decision, because I had two wide receivers out. I dropped one of my Tennessee stacks, DK. I've got Lamb and Io Manor on bye weeks. So I need somebody else. So I went with Mac Hollins. Can't speak today. And, part of the reason behind that is if we again come in and we look at, in terms of the number of guys that are available that are playing wide receiver, he's kind of up there in terms of the number of targets, and he catches the ball a lot. 7 for 7. Which I think
he's been
good.
coming on, man, recently too. They seem to trust him a little bit, which for whatever reason, all these teams he goes to seems to trust him. Like he would play a role in the Bills when he was on the Bills and stuff. So
let me just double check. I forget who the other player was, but I was just going to do one thing. Is it him? No. Yeah, Jalen Noel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I kind of cheated. I said compare and Mac Hollins past 30 days. Compare targets and receptions, because that's all I really care about. And so you can kind of use this to kind of do a little bit of the comparison and kind of pull the results together, because it can be a little bit hard. The other option, while it does that in the background, is you can pull up 2 players.
Matt Collins also, like, so just like off the top of my head, I know this obviously because I just watched too much football. But when Christian Kirk came back, which was last week, I don't know, that like affected the Houston receivers as a whole. And it's very much the same situation of the Raiders. It's like we kind of know what Christian Kirk is, but they don't seem inclined to play their young guys over him. Those Noel and Higgins and those guys have had these games when Nico Collins and like Christian Kirk have been out, and now like they're back healthy. So I do think that like affects things too.
Yeah, that was also part of the decision making.
Yeah.
So anyways, but I'm just showing you the process of how I look at things. And so I come in here and I look at, and I'm like, okay, so he's got more targets. And then we do receptions. This is the week I was looking. He's got a higher ceiling on the 26th. He caught all 7. So, I looked at, okay, 4 for 7, not great. 5 for 6 is good. 2 for 3, not bad, but low reception count. And then, just taking a look at the news in the last 2 weeks, good option. Had a 0 in week 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was with like Kurt coming back, like.
And then the other Jalen I was looking at was Jalen Lane. I thought he might also be a good option. And let's add him to the. Spell these guys' names right. Jalen Lane.
Yeah, there you go. If there on that note, Steve, we need someone in the industry needs to do a player spelling bee. I would win. I'm fully confident. I think I could win that.
I think that would be really cool.
That would be fun.
Like we should do that on the pod one time.
Dude, we should. I don't know. Maybe we can. We need to find like someone independent, like whether it be like Aiden or Jeff or something, like or Josh. Like they need to get like 10 players, and we can go head to head of spelling their names.
Yeah, you versus Howard. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. I'll take anybody on. I'm not scared.
So I summed up their kind of total performance the last 30 days. Jalen versus Mac. So yeah, I ended up picking up Mac, and that's kind of it. For some of the reasons that you just mentioned, and I forget Jalen had some note here. No, he didn't have the concussion. Somebody had a concussion. Demari. Not
DeMarcado.
Dimey Brown.
Oh, Diami Brown. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought he might be a good option with BTJ out.
And BTJ not going to play, and then Travis Hunter also out. I know they traded for Jacoby Myers, but that's 2 guys that are
but with a concussion, I was like, I'm not gonna risk it. Yeah,
they might be really, really thin this week, specifically Parker Washington and then Jacoby Myers, who literally just joined the team, and a bunch of randoms after that.
Yeah. So that's my decision making. Unless anyone else has got I'll go back to the lineup. A suggestion, better options than Hollins and Olamide.
Oh, this is you got so burned with this Travis Hunter injury, man. It's just sickening.
It hurt. It really did hurt. Like just coming into his own, and like it's funny because they're like, "Oh, he's back practicing already." but he can't play until.
Yeah, when they put him on IR, so he has to miss at least 3 more games. Yeah.
I was like, why'd you guys do that then?
Yeah, like so when the report came out and then they instantly put him on IR, I was assuming he tore his ACL. That was just my assumption. And then they came out and they're like, his ACL is intact. So I'm like, okay, but yeah, what's the thought process of putting him on IR unless he tore his ACL? I don't understand that. Because he is a freak athlete. Like, there's a chance he just recovers from that quickly. I mean, like, if there's anyone in the NFL I would say could recover really fast from injury, it'd probably be him.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe they're being cautious. Like I remember RG3 back in the day, they brought him back too early. And then he said that kind of was the reason that his career was so short.
They could bring him back, though, and like just don't play him on defense at all, and then just play him half the snaps on offense. You don't have to play him full time.
Or have him on the roster but not play. And then if he's 3 weeks, at least you get one more game out of him. But so I don't, I don't know the ins and outs behind like kind of the contracts and money side of things. Maybe there was something there, but anyways, it hurt because he was, my back half of the season option during this bye week.
Yeah, and you were expecting him to like come on here. Trey Tucker is good to have though, Steve. Tough matchup, but with no Jacoby Myers, I mean, he could have a good game. Like, strong start, I would say. Yeah, so
I got a ragtag set of receivers.
If you win this week with this team, I mean, you got to let them know. This might require a message board post.
So the funny part is, I'm playing Map to See, and he is. If we go back and look at his weeks, I don't know. Can I see his schedule? Show me my team.
Oh yeah. You just have to go. Yeah.
There he is. Okay.
Yeah.
So 129 lost, 157, 158, 115 lost, 122, 110, 166, 188. And he's forecasted for a 103. Wow.
Wait.
Oh, no, he beat Fantasy Spin.
Am I reading this right? Will did not put a lineup in again?
He has not put in a lineup all season.
Not one single week.
Not one single week yet. I don't know what there's something there that like they must have just.
Dude, this don't give me that mic in Vegas. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I don't know.
I mean, what are we doing here, man? They're grooming this guy to be like the face of the FSGA. You can't put his lineup in.
Well, I don't know if they just used him as a placeholder or something. I don't understand.
I don't care. That's got to be addressed then. Come on, Will. Will is better than that, man. Come on.
Well, someone could have played a team so that it's not
that's what I'm saying.
But I also think you can't change it now.
No, but the integrity of the league has already been compromised. I mean, you're getting automatic wins in an FSGA league, and to your point, he can't start putting a team in now because these teams already got free wins. That would not be fair to who is about to play him.
I don't know. We'll have to ask when we're there.
I gotta get him. We gotta get him on the pod here. We gotta get him on the horn. Do a live. I'll just call him live right now.
Let's see if I've got him.
We need to set this up like a radio line. We'll just take call-ins. I'd love to take some call-ins from the chat. I'm gonna be honest. It'd be so
we could figure that out. We'll do that.
We could, because I just have to give them the StreamYard link. I just some people don't want to put their face on, but I mean, you could come in with no cam. I mean,
yeah,
they could do that. I would love to get some call-ins.
Create a funny avatar.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I like either the standard is going to be very low, or I'm going to get smoked this week. And if we look at his team, like he's only 5-4.
Yeah.
We met him at.
I was gonna say, do I know him?
He was kind of they were like the older PhD type individuals, and they.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had their like map fantasy sports game where you can like pick territory.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. Did they do elevator pitch?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. So it's kind of an interesting concept because it's kind of like Settlers of Catan and Risk.
Yeah, shout out Maps. He's getting free promo off the stream today.
Yeah. I've never played it. I do find the game mechanics a little bit interesting. Like I don't quite understand how it works, but I'm intrigued for sure. I think it'd be a cool combination of like Risk, etc. We did also try to sell them data,
dude. If they don't reverse this sports betting law, I might have to start. I might have to start playing Map to see this. This is going to be what I do, I guess.
You play Risk.
Yeah.
Professional Risk player.
I guess.
So his team's interesting because let's actually just go to our scoreboard head to head. Because he has Aaron Rodgers. So that can be hit or miss if you go back and look at Rodgers.
Same Jalen Warren too.
Yeah. So he's kind of hot or cold. He's been
Woody Marks too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton. I mean, Cortland Sutton has suddenly become like the second or third option on the Broncos. I mean, look at he's got one game above 20 the entire season.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. DJ Moore hasn't been great.
No, he's been bad, to be honest.
But the interesting thing about his team is he's had guys come in and have huge games like 23 points. This guy, like a lot of high ceiling players, which is where I think he's had his kind of huge points. Whereas like every week, my projected is low. I beat my projection every week. They hate my players.
They do. They're like Howard. Does Howard make these projections?
Howard is making these. He's like, oh, is that rolling insights? -5.
Oh man, he might be. I don't have another explanation.
He's not actually making these. He's not putting out these.
I know.
Fantasy alarm. So I looks. I could either get blown out or I'm going to win. It's gonna be one or the other. It's gonna be eke out and win or lose by 60.
Yep, I would agree with that. But they've doubted you all season, Steve. So just keep riding the wave, baby.
They really have. If you
just keep riding the wave to the top of the leaderboard. Second place. Standings. You're second place in the standings, but you're first place in terms of the doubts that have been cast upon you.
I am. This is if we were doing just points.
That's an insane points against. In how many teams is this? 14? Yeah. That's insane. I don't even know how it's possible.
I don't know. I just get in there, get in their mind.
Yeah, a lot of mind games.
They're like, oh, your team sucks, and then we overperform, and then they make some bad decisions because I'm in their mind. They're going low ceiling. I'm going high potential.
I think we could comp your team to the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
It's just like consistent chipping away, never an easy out, and you just like find ways to win somehow because you're just putting points up.
And the funny part is last week I was like, I can rest easy. And it turned out to be a 10-point difference.
It was a sweat after that. Mark Andrews dropping 16 on Thursday night.
Yeah. And
this guy started nobody. I mean, Cooper Kupp did not play. Why did he start him? Michael Carter also. I mean, I guess he didn't have any other options, but like, what's this guy doing here?
Yeah, he had one other option. Well, I think Cooper Kupp is a last minute.
We found out Sunday, I thought. I mean, I didn't think he was going to play ever, but yeah. I mean, we found out Sunday he wasn't going to play. He could have picked up, like, whoever that other guy is on Seattle that scored, that other young guy, he could have picked him up and put him in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't, I just take advantage of those mistakes. I don't.
Yeah, that's you don't make those mistakes. And that's why you win.
So yeah, we got another week ahead.
I love it.
Do we want to do any hockey?
Yeah, let's do. You got to join Caleb sometimes on the hockey stream too, like once in a while. I'd like because that would be very educational for me of someone that doesn't watch a lot of hockey.
Yeah, that would be good. I should actually ping him and find out when it is. What time of day is it?
He does it. I know he does it Mondays, and I think he does it after my stream. So, what? That's like 3:00 your time, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when he does it.
That might work. I could join the latter half. Yeah, that might work.
That would be good.
Yeah, I'll have to ping him up. And does he only do one a week? Or does he do it every day?
Yeah, I think he just does it Mondays.
Okay.
And that kind of recaps what's been going on over the weekend and stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to.
If you guys like hockey, even if you don't like hockey, go support that stream too. Like I said, it's Mondays. He actually just had a child, so I don't think he did one last week because he was obviously dealing with, more important things. But he's back now. So typically that's Monday after my stream. Caleb, very knowledgeable when it comes to hockey, obviously. So make sure you guys go check that out.
Yeah, played the game.
Yeah, at a high level.
I was going to say, so for some of the hockey fans out there, I actually got to skate with the Calgary Flames alumni last week. Was it this week? Yeah, no, it was this week, Monday, which was fun. I got to take a shot in the foot from Robin Regier, playing the 04 Calgary Flames.
Hey, wait! I just noticed I have a trade offer in our company hockey league.
Bring it up.
Oh wait, I hold on. You will not guess. Can you guess who sent me this trade offer?
Aiden.
No, I never would have guessed.
Sarika.
No, I can't even believe that.
Jeff Robinson.
Alex coming in with a trade offer here.
Oh,
out of nowhere.
The intern.
Out of nowhere. We're getting intern trade offers.
We got to get the intern on the pod now.
I might have to get. I didn't even see this. I don't know when this trade was sent because I just saw this now. Wow.
So Sam Reinhart for Cale Makar?
Yeah. I don't think I'm taking that trade. But
you're not taking that trade because positionally, Cale Makar is the best defenseman.
Correct. First round. I took him in the first round.
If you believe in a positional view of fantasy hockey, you're not going to make that trade. If you believe in total number of points, get as many points as you can. That's
I've heard like 10 words from Alex. I didn't know he was out here slanging trade offers.
He's taking it seriously, which is good. He's not a hockey player either. He's a soccer player.
So him and I would get along then. I need to have him on. Oh man, yeah. He's got to come on. I'd love to.
It would be. Yeah, we can ask him.
Chat. We're about to get that point, Steve. When we get towards after Christmas is when I start betting on soccer. So
yeah,
we're getting close.
Well, we have the data. We've got EPL, Serie A, and La Liga.
World Cup coming up, man.
We don't have the data in SportWise, but if you're a company that needs the data, or you're sports better and you've got the deep pockets to pay for API access, we've got all the raw data available via REST and not GraphQL yet, but we'll have GraphQL in the future.
Chad, does anyone in here remember? I mean, I know like Jim has been around, Mitchell, I know has been around, Nathan. I mean, we absolutely smoked the last World Cup. It was very, very good. So I'm really excited.
Which is shocking because isn't soccer the hardest to bet on?
Yeah, I don't I'm sure it is, like if you were trying to do it full time, like EPL season, for sure. I think there's some edges. I think there's a lot of edges in the World Cup when you look at teams that are like undervalued and how they align in like certain groups, like stylistically. So like, if you remember, I don't know what team made like that crazy run in the last one, the team that Hakimi plays for, whatever team that is. I can't really remember, but, and then there's a couple other, we've done good on the Euro tournaments too. I think group construction is how you can take advantage of stuff in that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with World Cup. Like what I don't know a lot about it, but I was listening to someone talk about it, and it was in in the context of Otani, because they were betting on soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was essentially saying it was the craziest thing ever that he's throwing all this money down on soccer because you lose if it goes to a draw. So
correct. Yeah, you would have to bet draw no bet, like, which
yeah.
is not as good odds, obviously.
Yeah. So that makes it way more difficult when most games ends in a draw.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll start diving in because Boxing Day obviously is huge for soccer. And that's kind of that's getting towards the end of football. So that's when I start paying attention a little bit more to it.
I didn't even know you would know what Boxing Day means.
Yeah, I'm a big, I mean, I grew up playing soccer. I played, throughout school and stuff. So I'm a big fan. All right, chat. I mean, we're at the hour mark, Steve. You have any kind of last words here?
Nothing today. Just plugging away. That's that mid-season kind of NFL. A month in on hockey, MLB's done. We're kind of in the dog days where you just got to stay focused.
Yep, I agree. Season's going fast, but we still have a lot of season left. Still got 2 months of the regular season, playoffs coming. But yeah, Steve, obviously, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Chat, I will be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. and we'll preview the weekend, talk about all sorts of stuff tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me.